Hi everyone, in the last session we have seen the logic for developing the sum of n random numbers. Now in this code I have made a slight difference. Now we have to find the largest of n positive numbers. So we are going to read n positive numbers from user and you have to display the largest among that numbers. Okay. So if you are clear with the previous question, probably you can do it by yourself, but still we will see how we can develop this. Okay, so whatever be the program, our strategy remains the same. First of all, we have to find what all are the inputs, how the output will look like, and what is the solution you are going to give. Once you find the solution, we will convert it into a C language. Okay, so see here what will be the inputs. You are going to read n numbers. So you don't know the value of n. That n should be, we should read it from the user. So one of the input is n, and then what you have to do, suppose n is 5, we have to read 5 numbers from user. So the value of n is one input, and next is the n numbers itself. We have to read n numbers. Then what will be the output? Suppose if n is equal to 5 and the values of those numbers are, say I am giving some random numbers, say 10, 50, 30, 20, 60. So I am having 5 numbers and I am having 5 random numbers. What should be the output? The output will be 60. So you are clear with the input, what all you have to read from the user, and what is the output looking like. Okay. Now we have to go for the solution part. How we are going to do that? Again, we are forgetting about the programming part. We are just thinking it as a, suppose if you are given this problem, how you are going to solve that. Okay. So again, just like the previous one, I am going to give you, or I am going to tell you 10 numbers or 5 numbers. You are going to find the largest from that. So initially in your mind, you are having nothing. So initially, I can assume a variable large as 0, and whenever you are reading a number, you are comparing it with the largest one in your mind. So suppose when 10 comes, initially you are having nothing in your mind, so it read, so far 10 is the largest, so you will be keeping 10 in your mind. So I am going to give the next number 50. So you are comparing 50 and 10, you understood that 50 is larger, so you are no longer keeping 10 in mind, you are keeping 50. So out of the two numbers, 50 is the largest. Now I am giving the number 30, it is less than 50, so you are not going to update. In your mind, 50 is still the largest number. So when I say 20, again 20 is less than 50, so in your mind 50 is the largest. And when 60 comes, 60 is greater than 50, again you will have an update. You will make the largest number as 60 and you will say 60 is the largest number. Okay. So this is the thing we have to convert into a program. Okay. So first we will draw a skeleton just like the previous case. So what all are the input? First you are going to read n from user. Read n from user. Then you have to read the n numbers. Which means if n is 10, you are going to read number n times. If n is 20, you are going to read numbers 20 times. Okay, which means there is a repetitive process. So there is a loop, and inside that loop you are going to read numbers. So reading number will be coming inside the loop, and then what you are doing? Initially you are having a value which is set as 0. That was your initially you have set the largest as 0. Whenever a new number is coming, you are comparing it with the value in your mind. So there is a comparison process. Again, that comparison is a repetitive process. Whenever a new number is coming, you are comparing it with the value in your mind. So comparison is also going to lie inside the loop, and after the comparison is done, you will have a, if necessary, you will make a update. If necessary, you will make a updation to the number. Suppose the new number is larger, you will update the number in your mind. So these are the processes which are going to run inside the loop. So once you are done with the loop, you have the largest number in L. That's what you have in your mind. So you can display that value. So this is the skeletal structure of your program that we have derived from the solution. Now what we are going to do? We are going to convert it into a C language. So inside main, initially what you are doing? What are the variables required? What will be the input? 1, you have to get the number of elements. I am reading it in n. To store the number, you need a variable. So I am writing it as num. Then initially you are having a larger number which is initialized as 0. So whenever if you require another variable, we will be adding it over here. Now what? So we have done the initialization part about the input. Whatever variables are required, we have declared that. Now we are going to the loop. So I am using a for loop here. For I is equal to 0, so I can add I variable. How many times it has to work? If there are n numbers, it has to execute n number of times. So again here now you have to get the value for n. So before going to the loop, you have to read the value of n. So scanf %d ampersand n. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. What are the process you have to do here? First, you have to read the number. So scanf %d ampersand num. So you are having the first value in num. What you are going to do? You are going to compare it with the value in your mind, which is variable L. So whenever there is a comparison, you can use a if structure in C. I hope you can see this. If suppose if num is greater than L, the meaning is that the new number is larger than what you have in your mind. There is a need for updation. So what will be the updation? You will set num as the new larger number. So L is equal to num. Okay. Otherwise, there is no need of any operation. So this will be the statements inside the for loop, and outside the for loop, you can just print the value in printf %d n. So this will be the program for finding the largest of n numbers. We will see the execution with an example, how it will look like. The process is called as tracing. So we will see how we are going to do. So first I am declaring variables n, num, L and I. These are the different variables I am using, and I have initialized L with 0. Now the next line I am going to read the value of n. Suppose I am reading n as 3, which means I am going to enter 3 random numbers. So for initially I value will be 0, 0 less than 3, condition is true. You are going to read the first number. Suppose if my numbers are, say I am going to read 10, 30 and 20. So first num will be having value 10. What you are going to check? I am checking whether num is greater than L. 10 is greater than 0, condition is true. If the condition is true, I am modifying the value of L. L is assigned with the value in num. So instead of 0, now the value in L will be 10. Okay. Then what happens? Control will go to the updation part. I value will become 1. Again, 1 is less than 3. The condition is true. You are going to read the next number. So the new number is 30. In num, 10 will be replaced with 30. You are going to compare 30 with L. 30 is larger than 10. The condition is true. So again the updation will take place. Instead of 10, L will be overwritten with 30. I value will become 2. Again 2 is less than 3. Condition is true. You are going to read the third number. So third number is 20. So num will be having a value 20. Again So again we are going to compare 20 greater than 30. Condition is false, which means the updation statement is not going to execute. So L will remain as 30. So this will remain as 30 itself. Again I value will become 3. When we check the condition 3 less than 3, the condition is false. We are going to come out of the loop, and when we come out of the loop, we have written the command to print the value in L. So value in L is 30, which means we will display the largest element from n numbers. So this process is called as tracing, where we will go along with the execution and will update the value in each variable during every iteration. So you can see the working and see the workflow, or how you are going to reach the output. So this is also a helpful technique. Suppose you are having a program, you can check and see how that program works. I hope this is clear for you. Thank you.